Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 41. Thank you so much for being here with me. We are going to do a timed day. Lots of core, some planks, some weights you'll need. I'm just using a set of 10 pounds. We're going to be doing locomotives, upright rows, overhead press, and back taps for time, 20 seconds of each, 3 rounds in a row. So it'll end up being a 4-minute set without breaks is the goal. You'll need a mini band for your legs and a super band to help with core. If you don't have the super band, I have it attached back here and to be kind of like at an angle. You don't need it. It just helps add some extra resistance, and I'll give you the rundown of what's going on with that when the time comes. So we are going to be starting off our first set of timed work. So like I said, 20 seconds of 4 different exercises, 3 rounds in a row. I think that's 4 minutes. And we're going to be starting with planks. So before we get there, we're going to go ahead and come onto our hands and knees and go into some cat-cow. So inhale, push your chest forward, open the chest, lift the head. Feel that traction between your hands and knees, and then exhale and round. So you should be able to build a pretty good amount of heat here through the core, through the back, maybe even triceps if you're digging in and torquing those elbows back enough. Really get into the breath. I find I need it sometimes by the time I get to the mat. It's taking a lot of brain work, mental muscle to get where I'm going. My brain maybe is still kind of running around, and I want to get a hold of that. So now just wiggle your hips side to side. So you're pulling your right shoulder to the right hip, left shoulder to left hip. Small little movements here. And then we're going to kind of settle into the arms, the hands, and you're going to let your hips move big side to side. So you should feel a little stretch through the outside of the glute. Keep that breath going. All right. And then let's go ahead and do a quick wrist stretch. So turn your fingertips towards your knees and then slowly just kind of hinge back. So the heels are headed, or your hips are headed toward your heels. And it's okay if you don't get all the way back there. My palms come up off the ground. If you want to bend one elbow, then the other, go for it. The yoga couple that I've been following, they always start each session with a little wrist warm up, and it's really made a lot of difference for me. So fingertips back forward, reach your shoulders up over your fingertips and hinge back. So if we're going to be on our hands a bit, I've kind of decided that we should probably hit it up here and there. It's also good even just if you're not planking on your hands or doing push-ups or whatever, if you're going to be gripping weights a while, then or at all, it's also good to kind of get that stretch through the forearms, all those grips. Okay, then fingertips point away from you, and then just reach side to side. Okay, let's go ahead and sit back on our heels. So curl the toes under, you get a little stretch to the bottom of the feet, and then pull the palm towards your chest. So you get a stretch to the top of the wrist and the forearm. And then we'll go to the other side. Okay, and then ball your fists and just roll your wrists around. And we're going to go up into a downward facing dog. Spread wide through those fingertips. Drive your hips up and back. Pedal out those feet. Find your core. Find your back. Hollow out your armpits. Get into your breath a little more. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Pull all the way through. Flex through the glutes. Chest is open. Elbows squeeze in tight. And then scoop through the belly, push back into that downward facing dog. Tuck in last little bit. Okay, while you're here, I'm going to explain what's coming. We are going to start with a high plank. So we'll hinge forward here in just a second. High plank for 20 seconds. Then we're going to lower down to our forearm plank. Then we're going to go to the side, then to the other side. That's 1 round, and we're going to go 3 total. All right, so let's go ahead. From your down dog, shift forward and set up for your high plank. Ready, set, and go. Spread those fingertips nice and wide. Tuck through the belly and create tension between your wrists and toes. Find that torque in your elbows. So the elbows are pulling back toward your toes. Feel that lift in the belly. Keeping your hips as level as possible, lower down onto the forearms. So try to have your forearms parallel to one another. Shoulder heads just up past that elbow crease. Keep tucking your tailbone under, flex your glutes, and get into that belly. 3 seconds. We'll rotate to one side. Okay, turn. You have a few options here. You can lift your top leg or leave it down. You can also cross your top foot over on the front so that you have a little bit extra help on your lift and you're not putting too much tension in through that shoulder. Other side. And then depending on how planks work for you, you can also use your knees for the whole way through. Knees and hands, knees and forearms, knees to the side. Hold that core strong. We're going to be back to our high plank. So push up, get your super solid plank, elbows pull back, press through all your fingertips, those knuckles. So try to evenly distribute the weight in the palm. My shake has started. Lower onto your forearms. You're trying to find the toughest way to get through these seconds as possible. 20 seconds isn't a lot. Turn to one side. So you need to find what's going to add extra work. Usually, all that it takes is just a little more self-flexion. Thighs, core, glutes, obliques, shoulder blades, triceps. Stay out of the neck. Other side. Ooh, twisting it over and then lift it up. Open through that chest. Feel your obliques. We have one round left. Come back up, push into those hands. Elbows pull back toward toes. Grip into those fingertips. And then lower down onto your forearms. Find that traction, that tension between elbows and toes. Hopefully your hips are in line with shoulders. They're not poking up or sagging. 2, 1, turn. Get that leg up if you can. Just a little under 20 seconds. 10 to go. Get that oblique going. 3, 2, 1. Other side. Flex into that muscle behind your armpit. Stay with it. Dig deep. Time. All right. Very well done. Okay, take a little mini stretch. We're going to go back to that cat-cow. Knees under hips and shoulders over wrists. 3. Work into that breath. 2. And 1. Curl your toes under. Push back into that downward facing dog. Drive your heels down toward the ground. Slide your shoulder blades down. And then just walk your hands back to your toes. Okay, we're moving on to our next block. We have our mini band. All right, so you're going to grab it, put it on around your thighs, just above your kneecaps. Okay, so we're going to start with squats. Purpose of the band is to get a lot more into those abductors, upper outer glutes, those little mini muscles that we need to work on. They're going to help keep your back strong and your knees healthy. So you find a position, that width, where you can keep the knees lined with toes, putting tension on the band. So we're going to squat, then we're going to jump squat. Okay, then we're going to take a lateral step, then we're going to do the other side. So those are our 4, and we're going to go those 3 rounds just like we did with our planks. Ready? And go. Hinge those hips back and down. Sit into the heels. Press all the way up through the glutes. Hold on to the core. Only 20 seconds. Okay, jump. Keep tension on that band. So you should get a little more fire in through those abductors here, because you have your knees really pushing out, especially as your toes come up off the ground. If you need to keep your feet on the ground, just go another round of squats. Okay, I'm going to step to the left. First, feel more work in the supporting leg. Hinge back and down so you're in a squat. Hold on to your core. 2 and 1. Other side. Sit back on that heel. Make sure that you're lining your knee and toe. Supporting legs. Okay, squats. You only put your feet as wide as you can keep your knees. Check into the core. Stay with it. 3, 2, jump squats. You got it. Should be a little uncomfortable. Stay with me. Okay, then our side steps. Belly button draws up and back. Shoulder blades back and down. 4, 3, other side. Stay with it. Watching that knee. Want to make sure, trying to keep it with my toe as much as possible. So maybe I don't get as wide, but I got to keep the form right. Squats. This is our last round, guys. You got it. Pull those knees out with toes. Press up through the glutes. Jump squats. Knees and toes, hang in it. Get your squat. Time. Whew. Okay, side steps. Come on, sit into it. 5 seconds. Other side. Pull with that thigh, that glute, not the knee. Time. Holy smokers. Okay. Fantastic job. Next one is our weighted round. Get rid of your band. Okay, quick little interim. Grab your down dog again. This time, once you're in your down dog, lift your right leg up. Slide it through like you're going to do a pigeon. So right knee to right wrist. Sink down, then just push right back up. And we're going to go the other side. Just one time each little stretch, but still moving. Sink down, push up, reach back. Okay, walk your hands back towards your toes. Okay, next up, we have our weighted set. So, locomotive, you'll have one leg slightly forward, one leg back. You're going to go into an elbow pull. You want to feel the lats and your rhomboids working there. Then you're going to go into an upright row, then an overhead press. If you don't press, I'm going to have you go curls. Sometimes it's not good for us to go overhead. So you can just hit up curls, and then we're going to reach back and do a back tap. Okay? So we'll see. I have a feeling that the 10s are going to feel heavy pretty fast, but we'll see. Okay, so we're starting with the locomotive. Ready, set, go. Try to get your back as close to parallel to the ground as possible. Upright rows are next. Hold the core strong. Flex it deeper. 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Don't lose form because we're going one to the next. Chest is up. Elbows come wide. Hands right to the chest. So your elbows lead the way. Nice work. Keep it up. Okay, overhead press. Keep your stack. So that means don't let your pelvis push forward. Drive through the back. Keep the belly strong. And then we're going to go into back taps. Hinge forward. Let your weights kind of hang long. Stop your weights when they're at your thighs. And then push back. Belly, belly. Okay, next up, we'll be back into our locomotive. Here we go. Hinge forward. Have your neck be neutral, so try not to be yanking it up or tucking it in too far. Upright rows are next. Okay, stand tall. Elbows come up. Hold on to your core. Tuck that pelvis just a little. Overhead press. So make sure you don't lean away from the press. Okay, back taps. Hinge it forward. Try to open your chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Roll your shoulder heads back and down. Locomotive. Last set through. Grab the belly. Keep it out of your neck. Strong back. Make sure your back is flat. Upright rows. Get your mind into gear. Side you want it. Different circumstances may mean that you push through. So try to imagine those overhead. Envision those. Something is at stake. You get a reward. Somebody's watching. Who knows? Stay safe. Back taps. Core, core, core. Sit on those heels. Long spine. Time. All right. I hear you. All right, we're going to go back into our downward facing dog. Press into the hands. Slide those hips back. Then flare. Feel your kind of, trying to see how else I can say it. Let's see. If you feel like you're almost pulling your shoulders wide and then sliding them down, right? It's a total retraction. So they kind of have to rotate first, then tuck in. Then you get your back. Belly firm. Slide all the way through. Get your up dog. Glutes grab. Open through that chest and core. You're going to need it. We're going to have that core fired here soon. Okay. Hinge it back. Check in with your low back. Okay. So for your banded sets, I'm going to show you what it's going to look like without the band. And then if you have a super band, great. While I'm showing you, if you want, hold a glute bridge. Might as well do something. Okay. So first off will be a band bug. So just like your dead bug, extend opposite arm and leg. Keep that low back tucked in. I'll say really quick, in my live sessions, I'm noticing that people move both sides. That's not what a dead bug is. You're in rigor mortis, right? Totally flexed and held strong. You cannot move that other arm and leg until you come back to the beginning and then rotate from there. Okay, we're going to be doing butt ups. So we're holding onto the band, using that to lift the butt. What I want you to do is just tuck and push. You can keep your hands on the ground to kind of help, or you can grab the bottom of a couch or a ledge or something behind you, a heavy kettlebell, to hold the hands down. Then we're going to do little pulses and a bridge. So a glute bridge. So you hold your glute bridge. If you don't have a band, take your weight, and I just want you to kind of find that position where you have to really hold glutes and core so you're not bouncing a lot and you're just doing a little pulse. And then we're going to finish with a hollow hold here. Okay, so if you have a band, it will look just slightly different. Okay, you're going to be using the band with your bugs. So low back pushes in as one leg, or everything will be in together still, right? So when your knees are up and you're in tabletop, band will be in, and then you'll extend back, push forward. Your butt ups, you're going to use that band to help push. Your glute bridge pulse, and then hollow hold, you extend the legs, but hold that band. So constant tension on the band. It's never, ever slacked. Ready, set, dead bugs. Here we go. So everything pulls apart at the same time and then back together at the same time. Next up are going to be those butt ups. Pay attention to the low back in the ground. Okay, scoop and push as high as you can, rolling back down, flex deep through that belly. Only lower the legs so far as you can keep your low back in the ground. Next up is your glute bridge and pulse. Feel the glutes, feel the core. You're also going to feel the back and your triceps. That's good. It's all good. Okay, then we're going to have our hollow hold. Tension on that band. So just lower to the point you can keep the low back on the ground. Tuck those elbows in to kind of point at the knees. Push that low back in. Push it in. Holy cow. Come on. Okay, dead bug. I was losing my band on those. Keeping that tension on, pulling it in, makes it much tougher. That's what we're here for. This is our last block of work, these banded stuff. So set it in. All right. Lower, butt up. All right, glute bridge and pulse. Make sure you're not in your neck. Slide your shoulder blades down. Hollow hold. Okay, get your hold. Hold your band in tight. Relax to the neck. You got it. Your triceps have it. Focus on the core. Time. Woo! Okay, dead bug. Extend and then pull. Watch that low back. I'm starting to lose it. I really have to pay attention. The fatigue is setting in. Don't lose that low back. Okay, then the roll-ups. Those butt-ups. You've got it. Okay, glute bridge, pulse. Space between ears and shoulders. All right, hollow hold. Get your hold, low back in the ground. Focus the belly burn. Come on, this is what we came for. Time. Whew. All right. Nice work. Okay, no stretching yet. We're going to go back into our little down dog routine that we've been hitting. Hands are wide. Push those hips up and back. Again, flare through those shoulder blades and slide them down. Grab your belly. Inhale and then exhale, come forward. Pull through. Elbows squeeze in tight. Flex your glutes. Get that stretch. Grab through the belly. Push your hips up and back. Lift your right leg nice and high. Bend your knees so that the heel drops down and over. Woo, Charlie horse. Towards your left thigh. And drink some water. Okay, drop it down. We're going to go to the other side. Lift up nice and high. Bend the knee. So now your left heel is pulling toward your right hip. And then bring it down. Okay, open those knees wide. Hinge back into that child's pose. Both hands together like you're praying or clapping, and then bring your thumbs behind your head, down the base of your neck. Push into those elbows if you need. You can kind of slide them forward a little bit. Stretch through those triceps. I don't know about you, mine are on fire. Okay, release there. And we're going to do our little tuck under. So reach your right arm underneath your left. And then push into the outer edge of that right shoulder. Okay, and then we'll switch it up. Right hand forward, left arm tucks under. Push into that outer edge of that left shoulder. All right. And then we're going to stretch the rest from a seated position. Okay, so pull your left foot in, your right leg out super wide. Start by just reaching forward to the center over the legs. So reach far forward. Take an inhale and exhale. Kind of try to get that lift of the chest. Check in with that right toe on your straight leg side. It needs to be pointed up toward the ceiling. And then we're slowly going to walk our hands. Try to keep your chest low, slow as you've got it, as far as you can until both hands are on the outside of that extended leg. So your opposite arm, that left arm, is pushing against the outside of your right foot. Okay, so keep planted into your right hand, the top hand, the one that's twisting over a lot. You're going to bring it up, open the chest, thumb points down, open nice and wide and high. Reach back, stretch to the chest so your right hand's still on the ground. Left arm reaches behind. And then go ahead and plant that one. Bring your other arm up, and then you're going to plant both on your bent knee side, that left side. Push into both hands, get a nice little twist. Okay, bring your right foot straight in front. Toe comes up, and then that bent knee is going to go right over the top. So left knee bent right on top of that right leg. Bring your arms up nice and straight, tall, lift overhead. So get into your core again, lift up out of your chest, and then you're going to hinge over the straight leg. Wow, super tight, super good stretch. Take an inhale. With your exhale, try to just relax into the stretch. Okay, walk it back up. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now left leg extends out pretty wide. Right foot folds in. Bring both hands straight out in front. That left toe is straight up toward the ceiling. So just start here and then slowly start walking your hands to the left. So maybe you get to here, you don't get all the way outside your leg, but you have a lot going on in the low back and the hip. That's fine, stay there. I want that hip to stay on the ground. But if you can get all the way circled around, go for it. I am definitely tighter on this side. Interesting to note. Okay, and then keep your left hand planted. You're going to open the chest. Lift your top arm. So your right arm open all the way up. Reach it back. And then plant it. Reach your left arm over. Twist over your bent knee. Oh my goodness. Okay, now your left leg swings straight ahead. Right knee over the top. Lift both hands nice and high. Sit up tall. If you're collapsing, just use your hands behind. Push into the hands from behind. And then reach forward. As they say in yoga, try to melt into the stretch. If you're pushing too much, your body's going to freak out. It's not going to want to release. So just be nice. Okay, and then let's get our yogi squat. Both feet come wide. Get your heels all the way down to the ground. Elbows push into the knees. And lift your chest up. Squeeze shoulder blades. Open up. All right, nice work. As always, another day down. Just keep them coming. Have a great day.